Hi all, I would like now to look at a concrete example from Kotov's Play Like a Grandmaster book, which was the subsequent book after Think Like Grandmaster. And here is one of the fishes of chess mastery. Combinational vision is used as an example, but I regard this example actually as a positional sacrifice, which can be used in the context of the accumulation of advantages. So Mikhail, Botvinnik and Smyslov were playing a World Championship match in Moscow 1958. Smyslov kicked off with e4 and Botvinnik played for the Sicilian Dragon, believe it or not, which had its reputation dented after Fischer was like bashing it up quite kind of routinely. But it was used by Botvinnik quite a lot, the Sicilian Dragon. And here, Smyslov played h4, and Botvinnik castled into it. After h5, now he counter-attacked in the centre with d5, and Smyslov played h takes g6, which, although peeling open the h file, is not at the moment threatening to exchange off the dark squared bishop. Not only that, after black's f takes g6, you'll notice that there's some latent semi-open f-file pressure, which in terms of accumulating advantages you might think is absolutely nothing. It's negligible, it's temporary, it's nothing. Okay, bear that in mind. E takes d5 was played, and after knight takes d5, White actually took on d5 again, Queen takes d5, and the idea was bishop f3. So it's as if White's tricking Botvinnik that he's actually going to play positionally now. He's going to put all his pieces in the centre and maybe castle queenside in a little bit. Botvinnik played Queen c4, and now Smyslov simply supported his knight on d4 by playing move c3. Now Botvinnik played knight takes d4, and after c takes d4, you might think, well, black hasn't got anything, white hasn't got anything, and after bishop e6, queen b3, one of the players, I'm not sure who, offered the draw, but in fact it might be Smyslov. I think Botvinnik had accepted the draw. And that was it. So a short 16 move draw. And you might be wondering, why am I showing this dull draw? What does it prove? Well, actually, would you say black has any advantage here? Let's get rid of these annoying arrows for a sec. Has black got any advantage? If he moves back the queen or exchanges his queens, well, if he moves back the queen, maybe he's even risking going material down. Yes, he is actually. Queen takes e6. He can't move it to c7, and so that limits his choices actually to sort of queen takes b3, or leaving the queen there because it's actually being skewered to this bishop. So there's not too many choices here, it would seem. However, there is a powerful positional sacrifice which Botvinnik noted later. I wonder if you can spot it. So, and can we view this positional sacrifice, this is my question to you, as a way of capturing a kind of latent, transient advantage? Sorry, I've given you a slight clue there. If I give you 5 seconds now, can you spot the positional sacrifice that was played? That was not played here, rather. Okay, 5 seconds starting from now. Okay, rook takes f3. Now Botvinnik apparently had missed that queen takes c4. He's actually got the intermediate rook takes e3 and it's check. And that's a very important thing to take note of if you're going to do this positional sac, because you don't want the queens coming off. So if the queens are not going to come off here and white has to play g takes, then we've got double pawns, king's still in the centre, and black can play queen c6 now. So not only attacking the queen, but also attacking f3. So the queen has to go back to a passive square, say d1, and white can no longer castle queenside at the moment. And now bishop d5, providing a nice battering ram, so putting more pressure on f3. White's still unable to castle queenside. And say rook h3, and now a good move here would be either rook f8 or even maybe e5, rook likes, but all moves here seem to give black a clear, substantial advantage. Queen e6 for the particular reason of picking up a queenside pawn, which in the Kotov notes to this, which may be a relay of what Botvinnik had said, if black can combine threats on white's now fragile king and also try and get a passed pawn on the queen side, then black's going to start increasing his advantage even more. But a necessary part, if this game had been played more perfectly by black, a necessary part would have been the positional sacrifice, capitalising on the seemingly innocent, at this stage, f-file pressure. And you often see positional sacks on f3 in the French defence actually, but positional sacks occur in many openings, and often they are a result of dynamic pressure, especially with rooks blasting on semi-open files. Like in Sicilian Dragon, when white castles queenside, there's often rook c3s to take note of. So really, I just wanted to make the point that maybe, just maybe, the accumulation theory needs a strong element of positional sacrifices in order to accumulate advantages from dynamic temporary factors. In this case, semi-open f-file pressure. So without it, how could you accumulate advantage? That's my question. And interesting in this is the essay which I had mentioned before, the final quotation, which echoes Steinitz, saying the combination is a natural outgrowth of the position. It might not literally be that, but that's apparently something which Steinitz had said. So rook takes f3. It's not particularly brilliant, but a lot of you have been saying a lot of my positional sacrifices in live commentary games are unsound, but perhaps we can look at them, sometimes as a way of capturing otherwise, dynamic temporary advantages which otherwise wouldn't be able to be captured and therefore cannot be accumulated. So I hope that's food for thought, and please leave any comments or questions on YouTube. Thanks very much.